A brand new adventure. Like I said, the start of a brand new adventure. East lies Zipungu, a land brimming with golden palaces and sparkling jewels. Kublai Khan, ruler of the Mongol Empire, sent a large army there, but the warriors of Zipungu used miraculous stones to put up a strong defense. The Travels of Marco Polo, Chapter 6, 174, 175. Hello, friend. Welcome to the stream.
Amrita. Some call it a miraculous stone. A philosopher's stone. The Queen of England remains locked in combat. Spain, the country where the sun never sets, for control of the entire world. Her forces weakening with every battle. The Queen and her inner circle turn to divination and alchemy, hiring pirates like us to find Amrita for them.
Hey, Royce.
With that power, they managed to defeat the invincible Spanish Armada. It seems they want to keep their methods a secret.
The Tower of London is an imposing fortress built by King William I in order to keep London safe. It has since gone on to be used as a prison for traitors and execution grounds for criminals. Londoners believe that if the many crows living within its walls were to abandon it, the tower would collapse and London itself would be destroyed. Death comes for you.
Death won't stop chasing me.
I should have run when I had the chance.
I gotta get used to the controls because they're vastly different from Dark Souls.
Hey, what are you doing?
Alright.
I guess yourself was your only savior.
There's nothing in there. Alright, we got medicine. Okay. Alright. Hello, friends. Welcome to the stream. I'm apparently not being very cautious. Alright. Just making sure I wasn't muted. Alright, about this one, we got a spear. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. So let's go up here. Got more medicine.
There's only a limited amount of Amrita we can extract from. The death of the leader of Japan will spark a war, and a wonderful opportunity to acquire more Amrita.
Once tomorrow's execution takes place, we will get our hands on a compass that will lead us to that Amrita.
With enough Amrita, we could subdue Spain, perhaps even the world.
The day when England reigns supreme is near.
But our beloved queen thinks of Amrita as nothing more than gold or gemstones.
We must find them before our nation's rivals do.
Edward Kelly, you will go to Japan. It seems it would be to our advantage to keep the wars alive. We cannot gain Amrita if blood does not flow.
Hey! Who are you?
Such noise.
Alright, so we find out a little bit about this Edward Kelly person. Seems they want to keep the war going in Japan alive for the purpose of harvesting Amrita. We'll learn more about Amrita as time goes on. Alright. Alright, so now that we've disposed of him, open this up. It's not better than what we got. Alright, cool. We got him. Alright, so now that we've cleared those guys out, we can freely explore over here.
Using monsters like that to fight wars. Guess they got no more use for us. His body just split in two. Oh God! You wanted to kill me from the start. Striking when the opponent is down and helpless. That's what they're trying to do to all of us who fought for Queen and country.
Alright, we got another great helm. Is this better? Oh, it is better. This Ruka is better too. Alright.
It's you. The man with the guardian spirit.
If I die,
The secret of the stones dies with me.
Let me show you what these stones can do. Behold. It's time for your execution.
Now we're approaching our first official boss fight.
Well done. Quite a feat. So this spirit shall guide me to the kingdom of gold. It's kind of funny that he could swim with all that heavy armor on. It's a game. It happens.
The journey was not an enjoyable one. During 2 years' voyage, the Helloff was lost. The trow sank, while the hope vanished without a trace. The good news of the Blythe Boatshap was nothing but lies. Only Leifta remained. An ironic twist. For what awaited us in the Far East wasn't love. It was monsters and death.
Yeah! Title drop! Before I begin my preparations for landfall, I leaf once more through the curious book I had chanced upon, recorded inside of the memoirs of a sailor who had once paid visit to the land of Zipangu. Precisely how this document wound up in the hull of this ship when its author clearly belonged to the crew of a different boat is beyond me. But here I am, poring over its pages all the same, and not for the first time this voyage, I may add. What fascinated me above all else were the memoirs' many accounts of Zipangu's diverse armor and weaponry. Choose your preferred weapon. I remember when I first started this game, and I got to this point, and they didn't have any of the DLCs out. I think it was like only these 5, if I remember correctly, and then they added these 2. I'm gonna go with the Odachi as my preferred weapon. The sailor from the memoir seems to have spent quite some time in Zipangu, succeeded in keeping the company of samurai. And he writes in detail of establishments in Zipangu called dojo, where people, including samurai, congregate for instruction in the martial disciplines. Just reading the sailor's vivid accounts, I feel as though I am there in the flesh, watching these warriors as they train. The samurai is master of many armaments and trains for combat in every imaginable scenario. If I were to use another weapon, which one would I choose? Well, I gotta take consideration. The Odachi does have a decent amount of reach. It is slow. So I might want to consider like a faster weapon. I might just go with the standard sword. I might go with dual swords, maybe. I'm gonna go with the Tonfa. The Odachi and the Tonfa. The memoir also asserts that the samurai are knowledgeable in the martial arts. First, they know which stance to use in each situation, high, mid, or low. Second, after each attack, they ready themselves for the next strike by focusing their ki, or inner energy. Third, once their ki is ready, the samurai can use purification techniques to rid the surroundings of malevolence. I know not how to explain it, but I feel as though I have some innate ability to grasp all these concepts, and I have experimented many times with each technique. The memoir states Zipangu is home to 8 million gods and other deities. Exactly how this figure was derived, I can only imagine. But as I cast my gaze to the shore, I am struck by the sensation that some mystical power has been keeping watch over me. It is an energy that reminds me of Sershi. I pulled out the memoir once more and survey each page until I arrive at the guardian spirit that best matches the force I am sensing. I'm gonna go with Kaito. Kaito's my favorite of the 3. Alright. So I have +2 strength and +1 skill. Which is fine, because the Odachi is my main weapon anyway. I'm gonna skip the tutorial mainly because I have an idea of what I'm doing already. The dinghies have been ready for us to make landfall. For all I have read on this country, nothing can truly prepare me for what now lies ahead. I put the memoir down, and I leave my cabin. Kuroshima is a tiny island off the coast of Usuki in Kyushu's Bungo province. There is little in the way of usable land, with coastlines rapidly giving way to cliffs and mountains. Clinging to its edge is the smallest of fishing villages, its residents eking out subsistence farming on plots carved out from the hills. Their frugal lives stand in stark contrast to the village elder, whose opulent mansion perches atop the island's tallest peak, strangely oversized for the small island which it overlooks. Alright, we now officially begin our adventures in the land of Zipangu. Pretty much, it's literally Japan.
まさか自分だけ助かろうと。
Let's go with body. I don't mind having a little bit more health.自分だけってことか。もっと早く逃げていれば。 Wow, that did a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. Yeah, the multiplier is better, but its stats aren't better. Okay, so the way that technique works is that I have to have the sword drawn, and then I use it. Okay, so I can't just do it from a sheath stance. Okay, it's like an improvised sheath stance, I guess. So the whole point of finding that was a Kodama you just saw. The whole point of finding the Kodama is you gain you can gain better benefits when you're at the shrine. You can get their blessings and they offer benefits. Like you can find like you can get benefits where you can find better weapons. You can get benefits where you can get more healing items from enemies that enemies drop. You can get more Amrita from killing enemies. I think another one is you get more materials to make weapons. We'll learn more about that later. And so on and so forth. I think there's one for dropping weapons, one for dropping armor, one for dropping materials, one for increasing the amount of Amrita you get, and one for health. And one for, not for health, healing items. Oh, we got our Tonfas. These are probably the weapons I'm going to be sticking with for the entirety of the playthrough. Because normally what I like to do is I like to swap between different weapons. But in this run through of Nioh, I'm going to be sticking specifically with the Odachi and the Tonfas. Not the Odachi is probably my favorite weapon, but I never really got to use the Tonfas, so I'm going to use the Tonfas kind of to learn and experiment with them. Because now I have reach, and I have close range lethality, so... these little markers you see on the ground, they're bloody gravestones. Basically what you do is you can summon them, and you can fight them, and then they drop equipment. Sometimes they may drop really good equipment that you may not get till later on. Oh shit. I can never seem to get that. Oh shoot. And that right there, what I did was a grapple. If you manage to reduce your opponent's ki to the red, they become stunned for about maybe 2 seconds. In that time, if you approach them and you click, if you got the skill, if you click triangle in front of them, you do a grapple attack. Which the grapple is different for every weapon. He did do a number on me, though. Ha! Nice. Get shit on, my guy. Killing these, fighting these graves is a great way to earn semi-decent equipment, too. Glory is an important thing to have too, because I'll explain glory later when I have a chance to. Actually, I think I could probably explain it now. No, I can't do it now. But I'll explain glory later when I have a chance to actually use it. I can't use it right now, so. But now is a great way to just build it up, so when you can use it, you have a lot to work with. Oroku Dama. I think those are like bombs, I think. Yes, it is a bomb, and there's different variations of them. we're gonna go this way first. Alright, that teaches you how to use your living weapon. I even forgot that guy was there. It's been a while since I've played this, so I'm a tad rusty. Amulets. Amulets are an item that allow you to imbue your weapon with certain elements like fire, wind, lightning, gravity, stuff like that. They just apply different effects to your weapons, and if you can stack certain effects on top of each other, you gain kind of like a yin-yang effect. I'm not exactly sure what all they do, but cool, an axe I'm never going to use. Alright, let's keep moving. I'm going to whip out the Odachi, and we're going to go living weapon. Think of living weapon as like a second health bar. You will not take any damage while you have living weapon active, but taking damage with living weapon active will decrease how long it lasts. So it's smart to make sure that you're really good at your dodging with it active. There's a trick, there's a build you can do where if you don't spend any of the spirit stones you use, you can use them to keep your living weapon form going. Since you can have like an almost unlimited living weapon form. But you have to take time to actually pop a spirit stone for it to work. And even then, you may be leaving yourself open anyway. So the living weapon, doing it that strategy may be more beneficial in terms of keeping you alive, but not as beneficial when it comes to potentially losing it anyway. I guess I'll talk about the Kodama blessings real quick. So now we have the Warrior's Kodama blessing, which means that if we spend the gold to have this blessing active, armor will drop more often. Every region in the game will have 5 Kodama in each region. Well, no, I'm sorry, it has 5, 10, 15, 20. There's 25 Kodamas separated all throughout the region. And you find them by doing certain missions and stuff. Obviously, having all 5 of the Kodama of that particular blessing gives the best benefits of that blessing. I forgot all about that stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. This armor is super heavy for no stupid reason. Like, I guess it would be good for later on, but by that point, you're gonna already have stuff that'll replace that. Let's go with the Onryoku helmet, because it has the best stats. Yeah, might as well wear them. Yeah, see, I don't know why wearing all this equipment just puts you... It puts you in an over-encumbered state, and I don't like it. I'm just gonna stick with my normal stuff. Unfortunately, you can't get rid of any of this stuff. I don't know why, but you can't get rid of it. You can only store it away. I think we can get a few levels out of this. Yeah, we can get 3. Alright, let's see. Let's go... Which one affects carry capacity? Who's this? Let's go with this. Let's put 1 point into heart. Let's put another point into skill. To make because we want strength and skill to be around even, since we're using weapons that effectively use both. Well, we're using one weapon that uses strength, one weapon that uses skill, and I want to keep them both balanced, so... Okay, let's go back to where we were at. Me playing Dark Souls so much is going to definitely throw me off because the control schemes aren't the same. Alright, let's see. There's a Kodama over here. Hello, little Kodama. I just like that person's name. I died here. So... I'm gonna want this just for later. Hey, cool, I got a new follower. Sweet. I just like this person's name. I died here. I don't know why I was in low stance. Get the shit beaten out of you. I'm gonna heal. Alright, so I got a new skill point. I'm gonna save my skill points for when, because I want to have access to this. I want to be able to use key pulses while I'm dodging. He dropped something. I'll have to go down there and grab it. Ah, that was your mistake. You pulled out your bow when I was too close. Yay, we have access to our long-range combat now. Oh, that's the level... That's the level 5 helm. But it looks like none of the effects are showing up. Oh, I think it's because we're not level 5 yet. Oh, we are level 5. That's weird. I don't remember what causes them to be grayed out. Oh, maybe it's because of... Oh, it's stats. That's what causes them to be grayed out. I don't have the stamina to wield that helmet. I don't know why I need stamina for that, but... No, actually, no, I could see why that would make sense. Kind of prefer mid stance with weapons like this. I am gonna heal though. Now we got a bunch of new weapons. Do any of them... Nope, this is not better than my Odachi I have. The ability Ready Jutsu has been unlocked. We got some more elixirs. Those are always useful. Alright, we can get at least one level out of this. Let's raise stamina. See, it's nice to have the tonfas because then I can use them in, like, extreme close quarters. Alright, let's keep moving. And that man proceeded to get shit on. Let's keep moving. Why'd I do that? Alright. That definitely went a lot more smoothly than that normally does. Alright. Purify recovers the maximum amount of ki from a successful ki pulse in the yokai realm. The main gimmick of this game is that you want to get good at knowing when and where to ki pulse. Alright. Surprisingly, this actually isn't better than my own Ryoku helmet. Alright, we're gonna go fight our first yokai. Alright, so when you see areas like this, it's entrances to the yokai realm. And when you get near these locations, a yokai will spawn. In order to get rid of this location, you have to kill the yokai. Otherwise it'll just keep spawning from here until you do succeed in killing it. Think of them as like mini bosses in a sense. And these guys do hurt, so you'd be cautious with them. Most of the time, the lore behind why they're there is mainly because of the fact that yokai, I believe, are supposed to be the representation of people who have done great evil or have done terrible things in their life before they died. Yeah, you see that boat over there? That's our end goal for this area. Do we have the... Yes, we do. We want... Personally, I always keep the healer blessing on because you can never have too many elixirs. We got some elixirs. Cool. And we can get at least one level out of this. Let's put it in spirit. Because, you want your spirit to be at certain levels because then you unlock additional abilities of your, guardian spirits. I would say for damage output, focus on the stats oriented with the weapons you want to use, or the stats that most affect the weapons you want to use, and points in the spirit. And then focus on, then also apply points like your health and stuff. Neglect stats that you don't realistically need. Like, for example, since I'm not using any weapons based around dexterity or magic, you only use these two in the event that you're using a lot of those features. But if you're focusing more on the combat aspect of the game, focus on these two stats along with spirit while putting points into your body, your heart, and your stamina. These three are probably the most important stats other than whatever attack stats you're going with. Yeah, never be afraid to use your living weapon if you feel like it's going to help in a fight. Like, I prefer to use my living weapon when I come into those type of yokai, the ones with the dual swords, because they're more nimble than the yokai with just a singular sword and the axes, and they can overwhelm you fairly quick. Yeah, that will collapse if you walk over it. There's another yokai portal. But don't go down there just yet, because there is a Kodama right here. I'm going to switch to my Tonfas because we are in a enclosed space. It's always a smart idea to have a weapon that's good for open spaces and a weapon that's good for enclosures.
つくもの時を経器に宿りし神が魂うつしよにありていずこをさまよう
Oh, god damn it. I gotta heal. Try to, when you're going through a mission map or an area, try to conserve your elixirs as best you can. Obviously use them if you're getting close to death, but this game doesn't work on Dark Souls Estus Flask logic. You only ever allowed to have 3 minimum. The game will always give you 3. It will always give you 3 every time you use up enough all your elixirs and you go back to a shrine. It will always give you 3. Any extras you have to either find, they drop, or make offerings with equipment to get them. So it's important to conserve your elixirs as much as possible. I'm actually going to use a spirit stone here to make my living weapon available. Oh, we got new tonfas. Are they better than what I've got now? They are. And they do increase damage with the more consecutive hits I do. Sweet. I have never gotten this weapon. You get something new every time. Cool, I just got back that spirit stone I used earlier. Yeah, make sure you search everywhere because you never know what you can find. This game has a lot of exploration even in just the simpler levels themselves. They're not better than mine. Alright. Let's keep moving. Somebody died up here? He burned to death. Oh, we got our first rifle. Well, he burned to death, so he burned to death again. Alright. Yeah, if you walk on that section there, it'll break. You want to knock this down, now you've got a shortcut. In case this asshole decides to kill you. So... Actually, how fast would I kill him if I used Tonfas? Actually, that killed him fairly quick. I'm actually kind of surprised. I hate these enemies when they go on all fours. Beat to death by a dweller. Get the shit beaten out of you. Now we just need 3 for this one, and we have... we now have, we'll now have almost everything in this column. Alright. We'll explore this area a little bit later. For now, let's just go through here. Genji the Slicer. Yeah, I hate these things. They're always so annoying. Alright, we got a bunch of stuff. Let's see if we got anything new we can equip. Our toughness goes down, but... Oh. The only difference is that our defense multiplier is higher. I'm gonna stick with what I've got equipped. Keep what I have equipped. Oh god, what am I doing? I wasn't paying attention. That's what I get for not paying attention. I thought there was a guy usually here. Huh. Maybe I killed him already. Now knock this down. And you've got another shortcut. From that half of the village. Irene is my hero. Got it. Oh well, he probably he died because he summoned one of the people that died. All right. Get shit on, my guy. I hear one. There he is. And then when we get to the kind of like the mission main menu area, there's a way you can tell how if you found all the Kodama in that mission, and if there is any in there to begin with. I'm gonna heal. I've looted everything I can on, or at least everything I think I can. Now we could approach the ship, but I don't want to approach the ship just yet. The firearm is best to use against the more heavily armored enemies, because it negates the fact that they have the helmet on. Whereas if you were to use a bow, you'd have to hit them with 2 arrows before you could actually get the headshot damage that you wanted. Let's grab this Kodama first. I do want to grab this Kodama. Let's make this shortcut in case we die. Alright, we've cleared out this area. Let's head over to this shrine looking area over here. You got a Harakiri sword. Got a spirit stone. I think I got a weapon. Get fucked! Unusual armor. Alright, let's go pray at the shrine, and then let's go fight, the boss of this mission. Oh no, we can't go fight the boss of this mission yet. There's still one more thing I have to do.
These barbarians, they're turning into monsters.
Alright. Now let's go pray at the shrine, because we've made the shortcuts. Oh, we got a bunch of elixirs out of that. And some arrows. We got 5 levels out of this. Let's go strength, skill, spirit, body, and heart to round everything out.
Supposed to be an easy job for easy money.
Let's do... Let's do toughness. Now, as soon as you approach the ladder, you engage in a fight. So, spend your points and get yourself prepared before you approach the ladder to this boat, because you will initiate a fight when you do. Alright, so I'm going to spend some of these soul stones, or these spirit stones. Gotta spend one more. Alright. Let's go fight our first official boss in the game. Onryoku. Or Onryuku? Onryoku? It's one of the two. And with that, we have defeated our first boss of Nioh, Onryoku. Or at least I think that's how that's pronounced. I apologize if I butcher some of the pronunciations of some of these names. Yes, indeed, I would like the mission to end.
Who are you?
A foreigner? Your skill against Oni is impressive.
As is your skill with English.
My name is Hanzo Hattori. And you are?
Call me William. I'm here in pursuit of someone.
An enemy, perhaps? Hunting a person down in a strange land will not be easy. If you lend me your strength in fighting Oni, I will help you in return. Well then.
This man has a literal
Dawn
cat
is
clock.
breaking.
He carries a cat in his vest, like his suit. How does that even work? Fucking ninjas, man. That still amazes me because it's like the dude literally carries around a cat. Like literally just has a cat stowed away in his battle suit. And it's like, how does that even work? How is it even possible? But then I realize it's based off of feudal Japan. It makes so much sense.
天下人であった太閤秀吉様が亡くなり、この国では今、二人の侍が歯を競っており、一人は秀吉様を継いだ石田三成と、もう一人は我が主君、徳川家康様。わしは家康様から西国大名たちの調略を任され、この九州へ参ったのだ。ウィリアム、近頃巷には地味猛量が出没し、大名たちは手を焼いておる。鬼を切るその腕を売り込めば調略の好機となろう。案ずるな。あやかし騒ぎを追えばお主の仇も現れよう。まずは家康様に近しい隣国豊前の官兵衛殿のもとに参ろう。
So much for that foreign merchant I've been tracking. I was hoping to capture him and use him as a bargaining chip, but he's dead now. One reaps what they sow. One reaps what they sows. You acquired a Himuragi fragment. If you use one during a mission, you will lose all Amrita. However, they can be retrieved by canceling the mission. The Twilight mission's available, but we can't do it because it's not Twilight yet. Welcome. You don't look like you are from around here. My name is Tomei. I help look after Grandfather's Forge, which are dotted across the land. Forge. You can forge equipment here. Personally, I don't really use the forging mechanic because ultimately, if you forge armor, you're gonna end up replacing it anyway by finding better armor. So I find it really hard to justify using the blacksmith. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there's pieces of armor that you can only get from the forge, which that would make sense, but I have Are you looking for anything in particular? Hopefully we have everything you need. Feel free to take your time. The only thing I really use the blacksmith for is to buy things. Like, I use it to buy, like, if I need antidotes, if I know I'm going into a mission where poison is going to be a big issue, I buy antidotes. Or if I'm going into a mission where paralysis is going to be an issue, I buy anti-paralytic needles and stuff like that. Or just, frankly, if I just need to restock on ammo. The dojo. This is where you go. The dojo is a place of where you can do like some of the controls and stuff. You can kind of practice with some of your skills a little bit. But this is also the place you go to that when you complete certain dojo missions, you gain access to new skills relating to certain weapons. Like if you have like an affinity towards a certain weapon and you use it a lot, eventually you'll gain a mission where you actually fight a master oriented with that weapon, and if you beat them, you gain further skills from that weapon. The Tori gate is what you go to if you want to do online things. Like if you want to do random encounters, or later on when we gain access to being able to battle other players, you can do that from here. The game doesn't have a invasion system, so you don't have to worry about, you can go through the game and not have to worry about ever being invaded by anyone. But they supplement that with the fact that whenever a person dies, you see where their sword was. And if you choose to battle them by summoning them, then you're doing that yourself. You take the risk of doing that. You can also technically play multiplayer with another person. So you can actually do missions and play campaigns with friends. The hidden tea house, which I don't know why this is here, because I didn't think you got this until later on, but oh yeah, this is where you go to trade glory. Summoning those phantoms is what I call them. I don't remember what the game calls them, but summoning the phantoms gives you glory, and you can use glory to spend it on different things. Like you can use glory to spend it on getting gear, on equipment. You can use it to spend it on getting gestures. You can even spend glory on getting other character models, so you can play as different characters. But plus you'll unlock those as you go. You can also get certain materials from him too. Like if you're having a hard time getting a particular material, come to here and see if you can get it from him. You can also do clan battles, which is if you choose a clan, it will you can get rewards from it. So, like, for example, like, I have the transform list, so now I can play as Hanzo, or I could play as Nobunaga. But really, that's it. The most important things are the shrine, the blacksmith, the dojo, and the storehouse. Alright, let's make the offering. Nice. Now we got 2 level ups out of this. Let's go to stamina and strength. Alright. With that, we're gonna call it the end of session 1 of episode part 1 of our Nioh run through, our Nioh playthrough. Yeah, this episode was a little bit... We didn't really do much in this episode because this one was kind of like the story arc part. But... it happens, it happens, it happens. But... ultimately, we got started. We defeated our first boss, the Onryoku. Actually, I'm gonna go look up how that's pronounced. Yeah, Onryoki. Onryoki, okay. Onryoki. So we defeated our first boss, the Onryoki. And... oh, I have a prestige. So, and with that, we're gonna call it a part here. Next time, we're gonna do this we're gonna probably do this optional mission over here. This submission over here, and then we're gonna go to this main mission and proceed with plot. But with that, see, Martin, this is what happens when you take forever to join my stream. You get here right as I'm ending it. But with that, I'm going to wrap up the first stream of Nioh. I am going to stream later today, so if you're interested in watching more, tune in for that stream. But if you're just joining now, or if you missed this one, I know, Martin, I was just yanking your chain. But with that, I'm going to call it quits for now. I'll be streaming again later today. With that, I will see you guys later.